Peace be with you. My name is Alan Kiesler, and we are continuing our class on ISOPANISAD. Today we have reached the 13th mantra, and I will read the Sanskrit, and then an English translation and an Urdu translation, and then we will discuss it a little bit, and I hope we will get some comments or questions from anybody that I will respond to, God willing. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Anya Devahur Sambhavad Anya Dahur Asambhavat Iti Shushrumadhiranam Yenastad Vichachakshare. And the translation of this is: okay, here we are. So, Anyad Evahur Sambhavad, Anyad Ahur Asambhavad. Iti Shushrumadhiranam Yenastad Vichachakshare. So there are two important words here, Sambhavat and Asambhavat. So Sambhavat means the truth, the cause of all causes, the supreme God, Allah. And Asambhavat means what is not the supreme. So this is important for us to understand. Why is this being stressed here? It's because many people, without being aware of it, maybe even, they may think they're worshiping God, but actually they have dedicated their lives to something else. So whatever we think about, whatever we meditate upon, whatever we talk about, whatever we may look at pictures of, we're actually, in one sense, worshiping that. Just like many people, they really worship a movie star or a rock singer because they're always thinking and talking about that person. And they may have pictures and looking at that picture constantly and listening to their music or their seeing their movies. They absorb their minds in that person. So in one sense, they're actually worshiping that person. So people who don't understand God very well, but may think they're worshiping God, they may actually be worshiping something else, something out of their own imagination, what they think is God. So that's why this verse is stressing that if you do that, you dedicate your life to thinking about, talking about, really worshiping something that's not the supreme source of everything, the cause of all causes, God Almighty, the original. If you dedicate yourself to something else, You're not going to get the same result that you'll get simply by worshiping the supreme, absolute truth, cause of all causes, source of everything, supreme Lord. So, what result is obtained? How do we know? This second part of this verse is very important. We've heard this phrase before. Iti shushuma dhiranam yenastad vichachakshare. This is what we have heard from the sober or undisturbed authorities who have explained all of this perfectly in detail. Exactly what we need to understand, they have explained it to us. So this is a very, very important point in this mantra. We must hear, we must carefully listen to those sources, those undisturbed authorities, those realized souls who know what the absolute truth is. They know about that perfectly, and they explain it perfectly. So that's the point here, that we should not learn from unqualified people. Even they may be teachers, they may even be religious leaders, but they may have some other agenda. They may not understand actually themselves what is the real truth that they should be teaching. So we must be very, very careful. We must be very, very prayerful that we receive knowledge from the correct, realized source. Dharana means those who are sober, who are undisturbed, who are clear-headed, and who really do know what they're talking about. All right. We see there are some comments here from Binish Riaz. Salam Babaji. Wa alaikum salam. Binish Riaz ji. After a long time today, I am listening you. Well, thank you for coming back. Nice to have you with us. I'm now having every day at 8 p.m. Pakistan time, which is 8 a.m. here in California now during daylight savings time. Every day we're having a short or longer chat. We do some zikr, and please join us. You're welcome every day. Same time now, 8 p.m. Pakistan time. So I hope it won't be such a long time before you hear me again. Binish Riaz says, always good to listen to you. Thank you very, very much. And finally, remember me and my kids in your prayers, please. Dua dene Babaji. Oh God, please bless Binish Riaz and her children. Let them all become your pure servants, your sincere servants, understanding you, O God, the real, supreme source and ultimate goal of everything. And let us dedicate ourselves, may they dedicate themselves fully to serving the Almighty. That is my prayer for you, Binishti. And finally, a good question. How to purify inner soul? Very, very good question. In fact, in one sense, this is the most important question we can ask. The most important thing for us to understand is how to purify ourselves. Because without being purified, our mind will be disturbed and we won't be able to understand anything correctly and we'll go off in the wrong direction. So, how to purify the inner soul? I've said repeatedly, zikr, calling on the names of God, is the most powerful purificatory process. Just calling on the names of God, any name of God, from whatever language, from whatever religious tradition. That's the most important thing. And not only doing zikr, not only calling on the names of God, but being in the association of others who are doing the same, who are sincerely, because this must be sincere. We can also do zikr as a show. That's not very effective. Even that will help, but if we are in the association of sincere people, we will become sincere and our zikr will become much more powerful. So Very, very good question. Thank you very much. How to purify ourselves, our inner soul. Because the inner soul means ourself, our real true identity, our eternal identity as servants of God. That's what our soul is. That's what we are. Okay, and Kamar Chowdhury Sahib also says, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Wa alaikum salam. Kamar Chowdhury ji. Okay, there are no other questions or comments. So I will read the verses again, if I can get the technology to work for me. Uh, in Sanskrit, Anyad evahur sambhavad, Anyad ahur asambhavat, iti shushrumadhiranam, ye nastad vichachakshare. Okay. All right. We have one more comment. Kamar Chowdhury says, I am also a Kashmiri. Oh, so I have been talking about uh, Kashmir, and that I have been given, or I have chosen the name Alan Kashmirwala because I am daily now talking especially about Kashmir and about how the solution to the Kashmir problem lies in Kashmiri people being given full internal independence. Kashmiri people should run their own affairs without any interference from either India or Pakistan. But the external affairs of Kashmir should be run by India and Pakistan, and of course Kashmiri people, jointly. And the reason for that is neither India nor Pakistan wants to give up Kashmir. So this is a way that both India and Pakistan can be satisfied that Kashmir is an integral part of their own nation without depriving the Kashmiri people of their natural human rights. So nice to have you with us, Kamar Chaudhry Saab, Kashmiri. I'm also Kashmirwala now. And Kamar Chaudhry says, I want permission for two things in the spiritually system. One is from marriage, and the other traveled the out country worldly journey. Or I'm not sure what that means. Warring journey. I hope it means world journey, or I don't know. Anyway, um, so you want permission to get married? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you mean. Or so, well, everyone has permission to get married. In fact, most people are encouraged to get married. So I hope if you're not married, you will get married. If you want something else, you want permission from a marriage to get out of marriage, well, that's not very good. Better not to get out of marriage. If it's absolutely essential, then it's allowed, but generally should be avoided. We should get married and not leave the marriage. So I'm not sure what you mean. You want a permission from a marriage. To get married, good. To leave a marriage, not very good. And the other, to travel the out country. Well, if you want to travel in order to teach, if you want to travel in order to help people understand the truth, then that's good. But if you want to travel out of the country just for your own enjoyment or for your own selfish purposes, that's not very good. So no need to do that. So I assume you're in Pakistan now or in Kashmir now. So if you are, then it's better to stay. That's what I've always told everybody who wants to come. Hundreds, actually thousands, I'm sure, of people, Pakistanis, also people from other countries, especially in South Asia, who know me. They want to come to America or they want to go to Europe. They want to leave South Asia. They think they'll be better off. Economically, yes, might be better off, but spiritually, no. So I never advise anyone to travel out of their country unless it's for teaching. If it's for teaching, then it's good to travel. But if it's for one's own enjoyment or for one's own selfish purposes, it's not good at all. So I can't give you permission if that's what you're asking for that. Okay, finally, Kamar Chaudhary says, I think man should try to be himself without lions. Um, okay, I don't know what this means, without lions. Um, anyway, yes, of course, every man and woman should try to be themselves. And what is the self? Who are we? What is our real self? The servant of God. So we should all try to be servants of God. We should try to become who we really are. We really are. Our actual position is to be a servant of God and to understand what is God, what is the supreme cause of all causes, source of everything, uh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To understand that and to serve that God. That is our real purpose and that is our real identity. That's who we should be because that's who we really are. And what without lions means, I'm not sure if that's a misspelling or what, but I'm sorry, I don't know what it means without lions. Okay, we will end then, and hopefully next Saturday at the same time. That is 7:30 p.m. in Pakistan and 7:30 a.m. here in California. We will continue our ISOPANISAD class with the next mantra 14. Okay. May God protect us all. Thank you very much.